Good evening, Madam Lynn.
Hi, how are you?
Why is your maize turning yellow? And it's raining. El Nino is here with us.
We are experiencing challenges of farming. You can just be starting your farm and you assume that when you put something on the ground, everything will be well. But you come to realize that there are so many factors that affect the productivity of your plants, and some of the determining factor are how fertile your soil is. So this area, I remember the first planting phase, we had here some maize, and we did an experiment. We returned again maize on the same place without doing rotation. And number two, we did not plant with any fertilizer. It was during the sun period, so we did not do fertilizer. So at the end of the day, when the rains have come back, we have been experiencing this problem. But at least they look healthy. You see the leaves are big, and we hope with time they will turn their leaves. So here we have our beetroot. Just wanted to show you progress report on our beetroot. This is one of our beetroots. See the way it's big. So we have also been able to ensure that after planting the beetroot, one of the product that has done well here is beetroot. We also have our farm, our home farm tomatoes. As you can see, this one, I told you they're not on the greenhouse project, they're just outdoor. So this is how they are doing. We have had challenges. You see this one, we just found it drying up. So we don't know if it's a disease or not. We decided, as much as it had some fruits coming, we just decided to pluck it off, because if it's a disease we don't want. So we also have some trial onions. The first time, all of them did not come out. So we want to try a different way of planting. We are not going to give our seeds to the workers to do it. We are going to do it ourselves. And you are going to do one seed. You see the problem with these vegetables, their seeds are quite small. So when you give someone to do it for you, at the end of the day, because of how fast they are, you just see them throw around. Then most of them did not come out. Then we have tried another round for our peas. You can see the peas. So what we didn't do the other side with regards to the peas, we didn't put support. So they laid on the ground, and we saw that in terms of output it was a bit low because of they were not finding space to grow. So these ones, you're going to see us, you're going to support them to see how much difference we'll have this place. So let's go to my main project for today that I wanted to share with you. This is our main big project for the third planting season that we have, and what we are trying to do here is to create a vegetable garden, full vegetable garden, where we have all kinds of vegetables. We'll have the capsicum, we'll have the cauliflower, we'll have the broccoli, we'll have the cabbages, we'll have the carrots, we'll have the gourgets, we'll have the what is it called, cucumber,
Eggplants.
then we have onions, we have tomatoes there, then what have I forgotten? Eggplants. So we did the first round. I'll give you a brief of the first round, what happened. We just did the vegetable beds. We used some homemade compost manure, and it was during the second rainy season, and the problem that we faced out of the compost, we noted that we had a lot of weeds that were regrowing back. So we noted that our compost was not fully decomposed. That's why the weeds grew back. So what the weeds did, they blocked the plants from growing, and that's why you're seeing we have patches. Another problem we had, it had rained shortly, then the sun began, it was too dry. The problem with here, as much as we have so much rainfall, it also evaporates very fast. It also evaporates very fast. So another problem that we had, the plants did not all come out because of the heat. So I'll get back to that when I tell you about this structure we are putting on. Another thing we did, you see where you get your staff to do everything for you, we bought the seeds and we did not supervise the planting. So as you can see here, our gorgets, they are too close together, and you can compare this part with that part. If you can zoom that other part. So this part, our gorgets were planted sparingly. I think it's because of a hurry, but you see how healthy their leaves are. And if you compare it with the other part, you can see that the ones that were planted so close together, are not doing as healthy as these ones here. So that's another mistake that we noted, and that is what we want to work towards resolving. So now I come to this structure. So I told you that we had some problem with the sun. The problem with the tropical environment, you cannot balance it out. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it is not raining. So we have decided to do a greenhouse again this part, so that the vegetables, because you have noted everything that we have planted on a controlled environment, that is a greenhouse environment. As you can see from our greenhouse on the other side, they have done quite well. So we will do greenhouse, we will complete this with the greenhouse shed nets. Then another thing we want to do, because this is the part that we had the maize the first time, we have also noted we have a problem with the fertility of the ground. So what we are going to do again, we are going to get some farm manure, that is goat manure. We want to mix it well. We'll give you a video of how we mix it well with our soil. Then after mixing it, we're going to give it like 3-4 days so that it can settle. Then we'll come and plant. That means we are going to use a spatula to be removing seed by seed, one by one, because we want that perfect alignment, so that all this is more of our vegetable garden. And as this part has done, the other part I've done, I'm going to show you another part that is not under greenhouse, so we can show you how the vegetable English garden is doing. And you can learn also some things and share the same for your homes. Let's go to see the one without a greenhouse. We used maize as boundaries. What we are doing, as much as we are doing greenhouse, we will not do complete greenhouse because of the cost of a greenhouse also is not cheap. So we'll do the windbreakers as our separator. And also after the maize is out, you can see we have planted sunflowers. So we'll have the windbreakers as the sunflowers. And aside from being windbreakers, they will also be pollinators. So this section is a vegetable section. We have divided it into 5 parts. The first part we have done again minji, which is the peas, and for this time, as I said, we are going to support them. They go, is it vertically up?
Yes.
Yes, vertically up, and we see how much we'll get as compared to the other time. The other time we were able to get the 20 kg buckets. We did like 2 of them for the upper piece of land, so that was a good output, but we would have done better. Then here we have
what are these bottles for?
We have cabbages. So now here, after the piece, the first part, we have our cabbages. As you can see, the cabbages, they are already well firm on the soil. We will not have problems, and also they have started building up, as you can see. So again, we'll also do fertilizer here. They need fertilizer. Then here we have our stems. Also the rain has assisted us. You can see how healthy they are, and we have done proper mulching here because we do not want the issue of the vegetables drying out, and we are not doing also greenhouse here, so we wanted it to be completely shielded from the effect of drying. Here we have our beans. As you can see, we just planted them recently, and as you can see, most of them are now out of the soil. So this part will have our beans, sorry. Then here we have our already onions that are already out. You see the other ones, they were still small, but here they're already out. And also here we didn't do greenhouse, we did more of mulching, and we were also doing a lot of watering. We don't have drip facility, so what we do, you can see we have recycled the bottles, the plastic bottles. So we usually feed the bottles twice in a week, so that the plants, whether it's raining or not, they're always getting water. So as you can see, this is one of the vegetables that is really shining under the bottle drip. So you don't have to have a lot of money for you to be a farmer or to adapt the new technologies in farming. You can just be creative. Then the last vegetable part is our peanuts, our njugu. So again, our njugu are the same height as our beans. So as I've said, here is the peanuts, we have the kales, we have the onions, we have the beans, we have the cabbages, we have the peas. That is a full vegetable for any household. Then we can go to the other part so that you can see how our dragon fruits are doing and how our pumpkin, our fruit, golden fruits are also still continuing well. We have let, now that it's out of the tire, as you can see, we are not trimming because now it has reached a stage that it should start producing fruits, so we will not be trimming. But also these are mature shoots which we can use to transplant them, and as you can see, most of them are really giving out mature shoots. Then here below them we utilize the land, we have our cabbages. The problem we have here is also manure. As you can see, this is terere. So we had a lot of vegetables here, and you have also realized the nutrients was not enough. So when you'll be applying fertilizer, we'll also apply here. These are more cabbages. So you can see the difference between the cabbages there and here. There, as much as they are bigger, but they are a bit not as green as the other side. But the issue is just the heat and how the nutrition in the soil. So ensure that you have enough fertilizer when you're doing farming. Then here we have our pumpkins. These pumpkins, you're not harvesting them because you want here, you can see here I have a fruit. You want fruits here, the pumpkin fruits. And the pumpkin fruits, you really need their leaves. The more you harvest the leaves for vegetable, the more you lose on the fruit. So we decided here we will not harvest these ones. You can see it's a whole trailer of pumpkin, and they are looking very nice. You can even admire to take them to your kitchen, but for us we want the pumpkin fruit from here so that we can use them for other home use. We harvested our sunflowers, and we had 2 infections on our apples. As you can see the other side, our apples are still doing okay. 2 of them were infected and they dried out. This was one of them. The one that you cut off. Then there's a second one there. But the rest of the apples, they are looking so beautiful. Maybe within 6 months you can start seeing the fruits. Below them we also still have peas, so we don't waste our land. But what we have learned with apples, and what I can also recommend to other farmers, don't intercrop your fruits, especially the fruit trees when they are still young, with very tall plants like we did with the sunflower. As you can see, that one, that plant was infected and it dried out, but it is not dried that it cannot come back. You can see most of the part, like you can see this one is green, so it means it is being revived back. So that is one thing we learned. Then our table grapes, I'll show you how they are doing. We have our table grapes here. So this is one of our table grapes that we have started to try to align them because they have they have started to produce runners, and the runners you can redirect them so that you can have the, is it longitudinal or horizontal? Mathematics for the people.
Horizontal.
Yeah, so the runners can run through here, and when they will be fruiting, now we'll be getting the fruits. But I think this is a bit too low. We'll see how we can redirect them up first, then they can come at a height where the fruits will not be infected. So 2 of our grapes are doing well. They were under the shade of the sunflower, so we have also decided here we'll do some shade for them so that they don't dry up. Then we have our kiwi here, also still surviving despite the many weeds. You know, it's so rainy, so we have a lot of weeds, but generally I am happy as a farmer. Anyone who wants, you know, farming is something that suits the mind. Or sometimes you might feel like you have the weight of the world around you, but when you have a farm that at the end of the day you can come see what you're doing, it's like you're creating, you're doing what God created us to do. You're giving life, you're giving food to other people, you're feeding yourself, you're trying to minimize the cost of life. It has some fulfilling effect, and that is what makes us happy, and that's why we are doing this, because someone would think, why would you do all that? But to me it's more therapeutical. So I would urge you also, you can try this and see. Instead of taking antidepressants, the economy is really bad, you can try farming. So that was a short video about challenges. Today I didn't want to tell the gains, because farming also has challenges. I wanted to point out to you challenges, and you've seen our challenges, and the time that we'll start reaping. Let me show you some of our maize. We have another face of our maize before I finish, and our beans. You see the small beans and the maize. So here is where we had the peas. That's why you're seeing the maize is a bit far apart. They were growing in between the peas, but the peas are now out. So we have the maize and the beans. So for the land, we have really subdivided it into sections, and for everything it's part of what we use in our homes. And as I told you, we have cut our home demand in terms of supplies of garden or groceries by almost 90%, except from sugar. And we want to do honey, so that we stop sugar. Isn't it, Lawan?
Yeah.
Then what else? Milk. I'm waiting for my cows. They are coming from somewhere. Then there's one more thing.
Chicken.
No, chicken.
Mushrooms.
We do mushrooms. We don't eat chicken. We do mushrooms. It's only that. Sugar and milk and oil. But oil, I'm going to show you. My sunflower are dried. I'm going to squeeze them out and crush them. Then you're going to extract some oil. I'll show you how much we'll get from there. But basically that is 90%. So me and markets, we are close to just friends who see each other after 6 months or so. But it's because we decided to do this. So until next time, we thank you. We urge you to follow, share, and give us also your ideas. You can be doing something better than we are doing. We share these ideas so that for the children who come after us, let them enjoy farming. Let them not think farming is something that is archaic. Let them think that, let them embrace farming as part of sustainable living that we are trying to embrace in the current world. Until next time, I've been your host and your reporter, Farmer Mrs. And see you again, and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye bye.